From the tranquil pastures of the Shire to the imposing heights of Minas Tirith, one shadow loomed large over Middle-earth: Sauron, the deceiver, the enemy. Join us as we unravel the enigmatic rise, fall, and legacy of the Dark Lord. In the grand design of Eru Iluvatar, the Maiar were spirits of the Second Order. Among them was Mairon, a being of skill and craftsmanship destined to be known as Sauron. Under Aule, Mairon flourished. His immense skill was only matched by his insatiable desire for knowledge and order. Morgoth, the first Dark Lord, saw potential in Mairon's ambition. Slowly, the allure of greater power and dominion began to seduce Mairon, transforming him into Morgoth's greatest lieutenant. With allegiance to Morgoth, Mairon ceased to be. Now named Sauron, his power and malice grew. Indeed, while Maiar possessed the ability to change form, Sauron's transformations were reflective of his internal descent, culminating in an identity synonymous with fear. Sauron was instrumental in many victories against the Free Peoples. His methods, a blend of strategy, sorcery, and subterfuge, made him a formidable foe. The elves, in their luminous realms, resisted Morgoth's onslaught. Sauron, leading legions, often clashed with them, engaging in battles that shaped the First Age. Under the tutelage of Morgoth, Sauron's prowess grew manifold. He became the architect of Morgoth's visions, mastering dark arts and crafting beings of terror. Tol Ngoroth, once an example of elvish brilliance, was transformed into the Isle of Werewolves, a den of horrors under Sauron. As its Dark Lord, Sauron's malevolence peaked, marking one of his most tyrannical reigns. Angband, Morgoth's fortress of dread, saw Sauron's architectural genius. Under his guidance, it became nearly impregnable, a dark example of their combined might. With Angband's siege and Morgoth's subsequent capture, Sauron faced a moral crossroads. A fleeting moment of repentance, however, gave way to evasion, foreshadowing his future defiance. The allegiance between Morgoth and Sauron was more than mere servitude. It was a partnership that reshaped Middle-earth. And even after Morgoth's fall, Sauron's shadow, bearing the lessons and ambitions from this alliance, loomed larger than ever. Numenor, the island jewel bestowed upon men, was both evidence of their greatness and would become a symbol of their tragic downfall. Central to this tale is the shadowy influence of Sauron. As a reward to the Edain, the valiant men of the First Age, the Valar raised Numenor from the sea. An island of unmatched beauty and potential, it was destined for greatness. Yet, on the mainland, Sauron's power surged. For all his dominance, the independent strength and naval supremacy of Numenor remained a daunting obstacle. Under Ar-Pharazôn, the proud Numenorians captured Sauron, intending to end his threat. Little did they know, they had invited the wolf into the fold. With cunning and flattery, the captive became the confidant. Sauron preyed upon Numenorian pride, ambition, and their fear of mortality, positioning himself as a spiritual guide. The Numenorians turned from the Valar, instead venerating Morgoth, the Dark Enemy. This marked the beginning of Numenor's moral decline. Ar-Pharazôn's pride, stoked by Sauron's provocations, knew no bounds. He sought to challenge the Valar themselves, to claim immortality, setting Numenor on a catastrophic path. The Valar, in their grief and wrath, reshaped the world. Numenor was lost, consumed by the sea. The few faithful who heeded the warning survived, but the glory of Numenor was forever buried. Sauron's influence over Numenor serves as a grim reminder of the perils of hubris, the fragility of greatness, and the consequences of allowing malevolent forces to guide destiny. Yet, hope remained, as the faithful remnants of Numenor forged new legacies in Middle-earth. The Second Age was also a time of flourishing and ambition. As other realms of Middle-earth reached their zenith, the stage was set for creations of immense power. In this age of ascent emerged a figure of wisdom and allure, Annatar, the Lord of Gifts. Few suspected that behind this benevolent facade lurked the ambitions of Sauron. The Elves of Egregion, mesmerized by Annatar's knowledge, embarked on a project of unparalleled craft, the forging of 19 rings of power. With distinct powers, these rings were gifts to the races of Middle-earth. The 3, imbued with preservation, the 7 with wealth, and the 9 with power over realms. Yet, an underlying snare was woven into them. In the fiery chasms of Mount Doom, in utmost secrecy, Sauron forged the Master Ring. Imbuing it with his own power and will, he sought to control all other rings of power. The moment the One Ring was forged, the elves sensed the treachery. While they hid their rings, men fell under Sauron's dominion. The world of Middle-earth was plunged into war, with the rings of power at its very heart. The tale of Sauron's deceit is one of ambition, treachery, and power, reminding us of the lengths beings will go to achieve dominance, and the unforeseen consequences of their actions. The Second Age saw Sauron's dominion grow. With the One Ring, his power was unmatched, casting a dark evil over Middle-earth. However, in the face of annihilation, ancient grudges were set aside. Elves and men, under Gil-galad and Elendil, formed the last alliance, a unified front against the spreading darkness. The siege of Barad-dûr, Sauron's dark fortress, lasted for 7 grueling years. Every day was proof of the Alliance's resilience and Sauron's immense power. The war reached its climax as Sauron, donning the One Ring, entered the fray. His might was unparalleled, and the tide of the battle shifted. The cost of confronting darkness was heavy. Both Gil-galad and Elendil fell, but not in vain. From the ruins of defeat, Isildur, Elendil's son, claimed a momentary victory, cutting the One Ring from Sauron's finger. With the ring severed, Sauron's physical form was vanquished. Middle-earth breathed a sigh of relief, but the ring, the instrument of power and corruption, endured. The last Alliance's triumph over Sauron marked the end of the Second Age, yet it was a victory incomplete. The seeds for future conflicts were sown, and the world braced itself for challenges yet to come. From the remnants of defeat, a formidable force arose anew. Sauron, once deemed vanquished, plotted a return that would plunge Middle-earth into war. In the deceptive tranquility of the Third Age, the dark power emerged subtly as a necromancer in Dol Guldur, a forewarning of the storm to come. With knowledge of the ring's existence, Sauron sent forth his most terrifying servants, the Ringwraiths, in a relentless pursuit to reclaim his lost power. Not solely by force, but also through cunning and promise of power, Sauron sought to bend the rulers of Middle-earth to his will. He forged alliances with the men of the East and South, the Easterlings and the Haradrim, amassing a vast army to lay siege to the Free Peoples. With the Palantiri, the ancient seeing stones, Sauron wove illusions, deceiving and sowing discord among leaders like Denethor, steward of Gondor. With strategy and overwhelming might, Sauron's forces struck the realm of men, elves, and dwarves. Every battle a part of his grand design to reclaim dominion over Middle-earth. but the true battle was for the ring. Sauron's essence, bound to this relic, constantly beckoned its bearer, intending to return to its dark master. Though a formidable strategist and deceiver, Sauron's might was intrinsically tied to the One Ring. In its destruction, his age-old ambitions crumbled, marking the end of a dark era. Sauron's fall was Middle-earth's rebirth. It serves as a poignant reminder of the cyclical nature of power and the enduring spirit of unity and hope.